In today's global hospitality industry, there's one skill that really stands above all the rest: cultural intelligence. It's the critical difference between just providing good service and creating a truly unforgettable experience. In this guide, we're going to break down how to turn this big idea into a practical tool you can use every single day.
Hello and welcome. As a hotel AI expert with deep experience in modern hospitality operations, I am so pleased to welcome all of you students from European Hotel School to your online learning journey. Now, what we're covering here isn't just theory from a textbook. We're focusing on practical, real-world stuff that you'll face directly in hotel operations, preparing you for the dynamic challenges and amazing opportunities you're going to find on the job, starting from day one.
So, what's our game plan? First, we'll bridge that gap between theory and practice. Then, we'll dive right into real-world scenarios. First, we'll look at how to read those subtle cues, and then how to respect even deeper values. We'll wrap it all up by talking about the professional mindset that ties everything together. Okay, let's get into it. The first and maybe most important step is just recognizing that true learning doesn't really happen in a classroom. It happens out there on the floor, right in the middle of every single guest interaction. And that right there is the core idea. Every single time you greet a guest, answer a question, or solve a problem, you have a chance to apply what you know. It's in these real, authentic moments that cultural intelligence stops being some abstract concept and becomes a tangible skill. The very thing that separates good service from truly exceptional service. All right, let's get practical and see this in action with our first set of scenarios. Here, we're going to focus on the fine art of observation, learning to read those subtle, often unspoken signals that tell you so much about what a guest actually needs and expects. So, picture this. You're at the front desk. You offer a guest from Japan a fantastic, complimentary upgrade, but they seem, well, hesitant, almost uncertain. Your first instinct might be to think, oh, they're just not interested. But is that what's really going on here? Here's the key insight. In some cultures, it's actually customary to politely decline an offer once or twice. A culturally intelligent professional knows this. So instead of just taking back the offer, you gently reassure them that it's genuine, that you'd be absolutely delighted for them to have it. This one simple act transforms a moment of potential awkwardness into a really positive and welcoming experience. And this highlights a really critical point. There is no single correct response for every situation. Let's say there's a delay. That might deeply frustrate a German traveler who really values punctuality. For them, the solution is a clear, logical explanation and a precise timeline. But for another guest, maybe from a culture with a more flexible approach to time, a warm conversation and a personal connection might mean so much more. The real art is in adapting your response to the individual in front of you. Okay, here's another one you'll see all the time on the restaurant floor. You've served a meal and the guest is eating pretty quietly. You check in and all you get is a simple nod. Is the food terrible? Are they upset? Man, it is so easy to jump straight to that conclusion. But the professional approach? It's to just pause before making assumptions. Instead, you look at their overall demeanor, their body language. And here's the big shift in perspective. In many cultures, quiet enjoyment is the highest form of a compliment. Enthusiastic verbal praise just isn't the norm. Understanding this one little fact can stop a misinterpretation in its tracks and let you build a much more genuine rapport. Now let's shift gears and look at scenarios that touch on something deeper than just social etiquette. These situations get into deeply held values, beliefs, and traditions. And you know what? They require an even greater level of sensitivity and respect to handle well. Imagine a family arrives for dinner, and they ask for a more private table, maybe even a separate room. To some, this might seem a little unusual, but it's often rooted in a very strong cultural or religious preference for family privacy. Your response here isn't to question the request, not at all. It's to recognize it as a perfectly valid preference. By accommodating them quickly and respectfully, you're not just giving them a table, you're showing a deep level of cultural care. You're actively creating an environment where they can feel truly comfortable and understood. Or how about this one? A family is checking in, and when you tell them their room number has the number 4 in it, they look concerned and ask for a different one. It doesn't take long to figure out it's because that number is associated with bad luck in their culture. This principle right here is absolute. It truly doesn't matter if you share that belief. What matters is that your guest holds it.
Your role isn't to judge or question, it's to respond with empathy and immediate action. By finding them a new room without any hesitation, you validate their feelings and show them that they're in a welcoming, respectful place.
All right, let's look at an interaction that's a bit more nuanced. A female colleague greets a male guest, and he avoids making direct eye contact. Now, without any cultural context, this could so easily be seen as him being rude or dismissive.
But here's that aha moment. With cultural awareness, she understands that in his culture, a man avoiding direct eye contact with a woman is often a sign of respect. This knowledge completely reframes the entire interaction. She can then adjust her own communication style just a bit, making sure the exchange stays professional and, most importantly, comfortable for everyone involved.
So, after going through all these scenarios, what's the ultimate takeaway here? Well, it's not about memorizing an endless list of rules for every single culture. It's about developing a professional mindset, a kind of cultural intuition. This is our goal: applied cultural understanding. It means you approach every guest with genuine curiosity, not some pre-written script. It means having the patience to understand what's really being communicated and the professionalism to respond with thoughtful care every single time.
And really, it all boils down to these three pillars. First, cultivate a genuine curiosity about your guests. Second, practice patience in your interactions to allow for real understanding to emerge. And third, ground every single action in a foundation of unwavering professionalism. If you can master these, you've mastered the art of cultural intelligence.
And this is why it all matters so much. Because when you master this skill, you move way beyond just providing a service. You create positive, memorable experiences. You build real connections that foster loyalty. And the impact of your work? It'll be felt by your guests long after they've checked out. So, I want to leave you with this question to carry with you into your careers. With this new perspective, every single interaction becomes an opportunity to learn, to connect, and to excel. The only question left is, what cultural opportunity will you seize next?